As Nigeria marks 65 years of independence, it's not just about politics and history. It is also about how culture is being worn, styled, and seen around the world, from Lagos to London Fashion Week, all around the world again. Nigerian designers and stylists like Ebunoluwa of Shakara Trybe are turning heads and redefining what African glam means on the global stage, African fashion, if I may, what it means on the global stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Ebunoluwa Dosunmu of Shakara Trybe to talk about designers and stylists redefining African fashion on the global stage. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kate. Hi. I was listening to that introduction and I'm like, okay. Period. But it's good to be here.
Good to be. You look absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, I love it. I feel bad today because it looks like everybody's wearing green.
Nigeria, we
will do. Thank you very much.
Nigeria at 65.
Indeed.
So, yes,
well,
definitely.
It's worthy of celebration regardless of everything going on. Right. So, of course, just like you said, we're celebrating Nigeria at 65. But how do you think Nigerian fashion has evolved in these 65 years?
In 65 years, I mean, I've not been alive for 65 years.
Right.
But from, what I've read, I would say that personally, I have this line that I would say if I was, asked this question anywhere aside, even this place. I would say that Nigeria is 65 years, yes, but our fashion and our style is forever ageless, right? I love this moment that we are. I love the season that we are currently in, as fashion designers, as a stylist, as a designer. I celebrate the place that we currently are because I feel like we have reached a point where the world is finally watching. The world is catching on, and it is so brilliant to be such, to be an African, to be a designer in this moment. So yeah.
Amazing stuff. So do you think the Nigerian designers are now seen as trendsetters globally, or are we still catching up in some ways?
Like I said, we're not the ones catching up. The world is finally catching up
with us,
right? With us, because we have always done the work. I feel like, yes, more people are now doing more because we have more representation in Nigeria and, of course, in Africa.
Right.
But I feel like the world is finally catching up with us, right? Over time, I've said this thing, that there's luxury at home, right? Our designs are showcase pieces. I'm going to use Shakara Trybe as an example, right? I mean, because why not?
You.
In fact, let me even not go too far. Look at what I'm wearing today. Picture this in a global museum. This is a masterpiece. This Tinko embroidery is, a masterpiece. I love the display. I love what is being displayed right now, right? Our culture, we represent royalty. I love the maximalism. I love the colorful prints. I love the boldness, the confidence that we display with our fashion. So yes, indeed, I believe, back to your question, I believe that more people are rising as fashion designers and the world is finally catching up with us.
Amazing stuff. I mean, I'm happy you spoke about the Ashoke thingy because it's like a thing right now. I don't think you can pass Lagos or this street safe and not see 5 people out of 10 wearing Ankara pants or Ashoke pants or a jacket or something. So it's really nice to see. But what role do you think our cultural heritage play in some of your designs, right? Especially when you're styling or if you style international audiences.
Okay, so today, before I even got to this place, somebody sent me a message and the person was saying that, Ebun, I'm looking at this piece and this piece that you created was used for my wedding 10 years ago, right? But you have redefined it, you have reimagined it into modern day. And I feel like that is what our culture and our heritage is. We have such beautiful culture beyond fabrics. I'm going to talk about fabrics, but the one that we see every day is like fabrics, Ashoke, Adire, right? But there's also raffia. Have you seen what people are creating with raffia?
Actually, those pieces are beautiful. The earrings and all.
From our palm trees. So from as little as, a seashell, cowrie, we are creating masterpieces out of this. It's not just fabrics. Do you get? Our culture is very beautiful. I always call Ashoke, a fabric of love, right? Passed down from, and I'll tell you why. Beyond, the weddings and the royal things that we use it for, I call it that because it's passed on from generation to generation, right? This is handed to us. Now, we started something in Shakara Trybe, which is called a reimagination series. With the reimagination series, what we do is we take like olden stuff.
Like lace from then.
Exactly. Ashoke, lace, and then we reimagine it into modern day. You know why? Because according to research, over like 30% of young individuals do not like to associate themselves with, you know, these cultural pieces because they do not see themselves in it. So, you know, we're thinking, how do we bring this to a point where people feel represented, where young people feel like, you know what, I see myself in this piece. It is not just, oh, one olden days Iran, but like what they would say. They will not say, oh, you know, I don't feel like I want to wear Iran Buba because it is old, right? They see it, we're reimagining it into maybe like a crop Iro. Do you get? You see some of these pieces, and that way we're preserving culture. A lot of times when people talk about culture preservation, they're just talking about museums, they're talking about history books. But I believe that culture preservation starts and ends with you living it, wearing it, and experiencing it every single day.
Amazing stuff. I'm glad that you spoke about the Iran Buba thingy, because nowadays at weddings, you hardly find a bride wear Iran Buba.
Exactly.
And I usually say that maybe when the time comes, I'll probably wear Iran Buba, you know. And I saw a lady recently who wore Iran Buba, and I was so happy because it looks like we are bringing it back again. I think for the Ashoke, we need to find the person who maybe it's a stylist or a fashion designer who brought the Ashoke back so that we can pay the person some money. You know, thank you for bringing that back, for real though. But is there a look or collection that you've done that, you know, feels perfectly, that you feel perfectly captures the Nigerian modern day fashion?
So I will talk about our Ashekpe collection.
Okay.
Ashekpe means perfection.
Yeah.
And our Ashekpe collection was done with Ashoke. But of course, it is not just Ashoke. We use like the metallic Ashoke, right? Now, metallic Ashoke in the sense that the young people can see themselves in this. And also, the collection had like trench coats. So we're using Ashoke to create like trench jackets, crop blazers, jiggets, shorts. We're not just doing, the regular things. So it is taking things from the past and also imagining what the future will be and then merging that into the present. Jigget. And that's what we did with Ashekpe. And that's our Ashoke collection. So yes.
That's very interesting. So talk to me about Shakara. Why Shakara? What brought about that name, Shakara?
So, I mean, as a child, people would always say, your Shakara is too much.
I knew it. I knew it. Your
Shakara is too much. Your Shakara is too much, right? Like, I enter into a place and people are saying, your Shakara is too much. People say, don't give Ebun a casual dress code. Because, I mean, when I was talking to the producer of this show, they said, come dress simply. And I was looking for the simplest outfit in my wardrobe that will still celebrate Nigeria. Like, no joke. So this is my definition of simple, right? And then, and that's how, you know, Shakara has always been a thing. But guess what? Shakara also represents every African, every Nigerian. I believe that when we walk into a space, heads need to turn. There is something that, if you check every Shakara Trybe piece, there is a shine that comes with it. It's very, very significant in all our pieces. We cannot use dull fabrics to create any piece because we believe that every client, everyone who wears a Shakara Trybe piece is a star. So when you walk into this space, you are shining. And that is the essence of being an African. Do you get? You are indismissible. You walk into a space and you take charge. There is this confidence. There is the Shakara, right? So
I love it. I love the Shakara thing. I love it. I hope I have a piece, you know, somewhere in the lounge for me today.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
So, how do you see African fashion being received globally right now?
So I'm going to start with, you know, I'm going to use myself as an example because I like to bring things closer to home. So when I traveled to the UK recently, and somebody bought a piece of me. Like I was wearing that piece. I was wearing an Ashoke jacket, and the person actually said, "I'm buying this. Where is this from?" And they were asking me, "What fabric is this?" I used that opportunity to tell them what it was. It was an Ashoke fabric. I used that opportunity to teach them about, you know, our Nigerian fabric.
Right.
I used that opportunity to showcase the brand, and I used the opportunity to also make sales. So you're asking how it's being accepted. I also say something to people. I say if we're selling 20 pieces at Shakara Trybe, over 18 of those pieces are actually purchased by people who are not in Nigeria. And I'm not capping. I hope I'm allowed to say capping on air, but
right.
I'm not capping. Like if we sell 20 pieces, over 18 of those pieces are not bought by people who live in Nigeria. So how else? I mean, we don't need to go too far to start explaining these things, right? How else do we explain that this is being received everywhere
in the world?
You get
interesting times. I'm afraid we have to wrap it up now, right? But we're definitely continuing this conversation, 100% continuing this conversation. Thank you so much, Ebun, for coming.
Thank you so much.
You look absolutely stunning, and I hope that next time we'll call you, you're obliged to call.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
for having me.